Hey, what's up, everybody? You're watching The Sit Down on DJ Sixsmith. Tiffani Thiessen's here with us. Deliciousness back on MTV. Tiffani, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. So I watched the episode that's going to be on tonight,
Yeah.
and you and the crew have a great time with it. And I just feel like you were built for this, between what you've done with acting, obviously everything in the food world. How cool
Yeah.
has this experience been for you?
Oh my gosh, it's been such a great job. I feel sometimes guilty taking a paycheck because I actually have a lot of fun on the show. My cast, the crew, like it's just one of those shows that doesn't feel like work, and that's the best, right? It's my husband was a huge fan of Ridiculousness, so this is sort of a spinoff of that show, but all food based, which is very much up my alley. And if people know my past, that I'm very much in that food world. So it's fun. I stand up there and I laugh at some of the stuff that gets put onto the show. I love it.
I mean, we see a little bit of everything, right? There's grease fires, there's people trying to open up their wine bottles, people doing weird things with hot dogs. I mean, how ridiculous is it for you to just see what people are doing out there with food?
Well, it's funny. The food fails, I feel like I'm more understanding, because I think that it's happened to all of us to have some sort of dish fall out of your hands, or forgot that it was in the oven and you burnt it or whatever. It's some of the other things that I sometimes am shocked that I'm seeing. That one, it's being filmed, and two, it's either a dare or something that happens. I don't know. Some things that people are eating and fast, and I don't know. It's mind blowing sometimes what people are doing.
What's it like hanging out with the rest of the cast and just kind of riffing here? Because like you can just walk in and really just see these videos for the first time and just kind of let it go. So what's most fascinating about just that whole experiment?
Well, and like all of us, we actually don't watch the videos. So I look at my cues and my lines and just like my intros and stuff like that. But all of us have done it where we don't like to watch the videos. We want it to be real, and really you guys see the real reactions from the first time that we're watching the clips, just like you guys are. So it's super fun. I mean, Tim and Kel and Angela, they're all very funny, very smart people. And it's been a blast. I mean, I could not love that crew more. It's been such a dream, kind of a dream job, really.
That's awesome to hear. Listen, it's been a hell of a year also. So just to have an escape and to laugh, I think everybody could use a little bit of that, right?
I agree.
So what does your son think about the show? Does he like what mom's doing right now?
My son, he's a little young, so he's like, he doesn't understand it as much. We don't like push that sort of show and that sort of, that kind of stuff for him right now.
Got some different stuff to watch for him, maybe a little bit down the road.
Yeah. But my daughter's just she's going to be 11. So she actually loves it. She thinks it's funny. She's very much into those funny videos and stuff. And of course, my husband was a huge fan of Ridiculousness, so he absolutely loves the show.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's the full family experience. Maybe some kids a little bit too young are checking it out. Obviously, people are older. It kind of speaks to everybody.
No,
right?
I mean, there's nothing too horrible, but there's definitely stuff that my 5-year-old doesn't need to see right now. So I tend to not let him see it at the moment. But my daughter understands, like, that should not be going into your mouth. Things like that.
Here's what not to do in this situation.
Here's what not to do, and she understands that. Where my son might get a little curious.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I think another cool part about this is just what you've built out in the cooking world. You alluded to it before. You've done the cookbook, you've done a cooking show, you're doing Deliciousness. What are you most proud of in terms of just this whole real big arc here for you in the cooking world?
I think just, it's hard to say what I'm most proud of. I mean, I'll say one of the most difficult things I've done is my cookbook, for sure. I make a joke all the time talking about how like it was like birthing another child with 4 hard corners. It was the hardest thing I think I've ever done, but also I'm extremely proud of it. So, but food has been such another love in my life for a very, very long time. And a lot of people didn't know that, but to be able to kind of showcase and show that side of me has been fun.
What was it like when you did actually show people? Because you've just been living this way for a long time, but people didn't know this about you because, listen, you just put people in boxes. We think of them a certain way. So how fascinating was it to be like, I've been doing this for a minute, but now everybody else can see that?
No, it was great. I mean, I think a lot of people, my close friends, of course, knew, but I think publicly, a lot of people didn't know that I have a love for food and cooking. So that's what I think Dinner at Tiffani's really was able to kind of open that sort of window to, a more personal side of myself. Yeah.
Have you been cooking up anything really special these last few months, or anything you've just been going to bank with, given the
Can I tell you something? All I do is cook. I mean, I cooked a lot before, but the pandemic has escalated that to proportions that I never thought I would ever hit. You know, from breakfast, lunch, dinner, right? I never had to do that during the week because my kids were at school, which, by the way, they actually went back to school today, first day.
Wow. Finally got some freedom here.
Oh my gosh, huge. But then the snacks and the in-between eating, between the meals, like it's out of control. It's a little out of control, I have to say.
There's a lot, that's for sure. So yeah, I think we're all ready to just get back out there, go to restaurants, see other people, you know.
Yeah, there's so many things I miss. I mean, the list is long, I'm sure, with everybody, right?
Definitely. Yeah, I feel you on that one. You have been somebody that's been in our lives for a long time, and since you were a young girl to where you're at now. What has been the key for you, just macro here, of just, you know, being successful at different phases of your life? Because the entertainment business is really fickle. It can be crazy sometimes. How have you persevered all these years?
I think just, you know, I love what I do. I've continued having a passion to be in it. I've also really tried to open my eyes a little bit to other things, like, you know, being able to, like, you know, we talked briefly, you know, just a few seconds ago about being able to open myself up in the food world, which was a huge part of, you know, a part of that, and being able to showcase that a little bit, which, you know, 30 years ago was never really an option, you know? So that's been really fun. And I feel extremely blessed and fortunate that I've been able to stay in this business as long as I have. I mean, I'm no spring chicken, but I do still have that same drive as I did when I was in my teens and 20s. So
it certainly has worked out. Have you ever thought about how crazy things would have been with social media? I mean, Saved by the Bell, 90210, that would have changed the whole thing, right?
Not too. I think I was so lucky not to have that. I mean, I was talking about this in another interview not long ago, is that, you know, we were at the start of, just at the brink of that start. You know, it was paparazzi mostly that would follow us. It wasn't really people with phones, you know, and so it's a very, very different world. And I'm actually extremely thankful that I did not have to endure that, because that would have put a whole nother level on it.
I don't think people understand how hard that is, just to have paparazzi following you, right? You're just trying to be a normal person, live your life, and like, people are stalking you. So what was it like to deal with that, and then, you know, not deal with that at times? You know, how would you kind of explain the difference to people who've never experienced that?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't have it badly. They do like to hang out in my neighborhood and watch me walk my dog for some odd reason. I don't know why that's so entertaining, but I guess who knows why. But yeah, it's an interesting sort of thing. Again, like, the scale that I have it is nowhere near what a lot of other people have. So I feel fortunate in that sense. But I don't know. I think I'm so used to just having to, you know, being that I've been in the camera, you know, in front of the camera, my whole entire life, that I feel pretty comfortable. I'm also very comfortable in my skin. Like, I'm not, you know, I don't feel weird about it in that sense. So I guess there's nothing for me to hide, you know, so maybe that is something to look at too. I don't know.
Yeah, you clearly know who you are, right? You're comfortable with that. And you also have all these other things going on where it's just like, yeah, this is who I am. Like, you know, take it or leave it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what are they going to say? There's only so much you can say about what I'm wearing, or, you know, if I've gained a few pounds during COVID, or I don't know, like, what is there to say? You know?
It's like, I'm just trying to walk my dog. Like, you know, everybody walks their dogs. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I know. I'm like, if you like to look at me without my makeup on and a hat and my hair dirty and a mask on, great. All right.
So Tiffani, Deliciousness has obviously been awesome for you. When you think about just, you know, what else you'd like to do, what are some other things that still intrigue you at this point?
Oh gosh, that intrigued me in just the world of work, you mean?
The world of work, or just even personally that you want to do, you know, what else is really motivating you at this point?
I mean, right now it's like definitely the show. And I actually am working on book number 2, which is getting super close. More news will be probably happening in the next couple of weeks about that. And really just, well, today I'm celebrating my kids going back to school. I mean, that's like the biggest thing right now. I'm like, I don't even know I mean, the fact that I have this today is great, but if I didn't, I might be still in my PJs, guys. I'm just going to say.
I think you deserve that.
Like, literally all the silence in my house of, like, not asking me to get them online, or what class do I have next, or what snack do I have, or can you get me some more water, or, you know, that kind of thing. All I hear is actually construction right now, which is kind of nice.
Well, Tiffani, I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of your day. Nice to talk to you. Congrats on Deliciousness.
Oh, thank you so much, honey.